like to announce the winner of the Department Citation, Iman Fatimah Qureshi. I have a few comments about Iman before she takes the stage. So at the intersection of political science and data-driven analysis stands Iman, a scholar bridging worlds through her innovative research. Drawing on her international perspective, Iman's thesis explores the complex emotional dynamics between repression and participation in political resistance movements. By examining how human emotions catalyze or inhibit political dissent, her work challenges traditional models of political behavior. Her academic journey continues this fall in New York University, where she will pursue a master's in applied statistics for social science research.
It is such an honor to be standing in your presence at the Greek Theater. As the sun sets behind us, I can't help but notice how emblematic it is of the moment we're here to celebrate, the end of our time as undergraduates at Berkeley. Studying political science at Berkeley has taught us so much, like how to write a 10-page paper in 2 hours right before 11:59. And how to read 100 pages of assigned text in the 5 minutes before class starts. On a more serious note, while today is meant to be one of the most exciting moments of celebration, you are not alone if you feel scared. I feel it too. The world feels scary and it feels uncertain. Some of us might have felt this way about 4 years ago, before we walked into the unknown of college amidst the aftermath of the pandemic. And yet, here we are, on the other side of that unknown. But the uncertainty we face today is different. For some of us, it is the uncertainty of which career path or graduate program to pursue. For others, it is the challenge of maintaining our livelihood in today's political landscape. It is the uncertainty of whether some of us can access the healthcare we need, the perpetual uncertainty for those of us who belong to resilient communities of immigrants. It has put into question freedom of speech on our campus. Some of us have friends and family in places afflicted by armed conflict, and we are scared for their lives. Today's political climate challenges us all with the uncertainty of not knowing what might come next. But something else that is different today, which we did not have 4 years ago, is that today we get to challenge that unknown with the knowledge we have gathered over the course of our education here. There has never been a time more important than today to understand politics, and our coursework has taught us how. We have learned the historical foundations of our governing institutions, and we have developed the ability to recognize signs of institutional deterioration and democratic backsliding, things that feel increasingly relevant with each passing year. Through our classes, we explored transitional justice and how to confront the legacy of mass atrocities. We examined the forces shaping international political economy. We learned how to integrate algorithms in public policy. We learned the roots of conflict through political psychology. And shout out to PS3, we even learned how to use statistical methods to predict political outcomes. As graduates of political science, we carry with us the tools we need to understand what is happening, to understand legislation, to spot misinformation, and to develop reforms that solve the problems that riddle our communities. With our knowledge, we carry the responsibility to act and to educate. We carry with us the ability to make this uncertainty feel a little less scary. So we must ask ourselves what we plan to do with this education. And it's okay if you don't know what you're going to do next. Frankly, I'm not so sure either. But what I am certain of is with whatever I do, I want to dedicate my work to something greater than myself. Some of you might know that I am from Pakistan. And back home, Back home, I carry an immense amount of privilege simply because I was lucky enough to be born into one of the very few families who were unaffected by partition, while millions of people were displaced across the subcontinent. At first, this awareness of my privilege was accompanied by an unsettling feeling of guilt. But over the years, it has translated into a sense of responsibility. I have come to acknowledge that I have the responsibility to use my privilege in creating meaningful change, especially where I have the influence and access to do so. Today, I congratulate you on becoming part of less than 7% of people in the world who are privileged enough to receive a bachelor's degree. So what will you do with this privilege? In the midst of tyranny and violence, I urge you to ask how you are going to use your education for good. How can you serve your community and protect those less privileged than you? How are you going to create an impact, big or small? I think one of the easiest and most meaningful things we can do is to unapologetically express our identity in places where our communities lack representation. For me, this has meant showing up as a visibly Muslim woman in spaces where no one looks like me. I have come to realize that by doing so, I not only create space for myself, but I'm able to show other Muslim women that they belong here too. I'm certain that every single one of us is destined for greatness. So let us make sure we use that for something greater than ourselves, for fighting against injustice and uplifting the voices of those who have long been silenced. Class of 2025, we have every ability to make a difference, to make our world less terrifying and uncertain. So let us join forces and represent what it means to graduate from the best political science department in the world. Congratulations and fiat lux.